2K25 shooting system isn't great, and I get it's easy like someone like myself or anyone who has a YouTube channel to go on YouTube, make a YouTube video, and say the shooting system sucks because they're not shooting good. Now, at this point, I've kind of figured out shooting. You guys are going to see in a gameplay tomorrow versus a 2K League MVP where I dropped 50 points on 75% shooting. That at this point, I've kind of figured out shooting. But with that being said, we are going to logically break down the three main components of a shooting system every single year since 2K has been a thing and talk about how 2K25 differs from all of those shooting systems and why it is a problem. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, there are three aspects to a shooting system in every single 2K. You can go back to every single 2K and analyze these three things. Number one, what is the green window? How big is the green window? Right? Take a 2K like 2K24. Massive green window. A lot of people didn't like it because it was a little bit too easy to shoot, you could say. Then there's other 2Ks like 2K19 where the green window was smaller than it is in this game. But in 2K19, there was one key difference that I'm going to get into later in this video. But you can look at any 2K and say, okay, how easy was it to green a catch and shoot corner three in this game? And you'll come up with a range of time, right? And 2K25 is without a doubt on the harder side, but it's not the smallest green window we've ever seen. Okay, so the number one problem with 2K25 is these next two things that I'm going to bring in. So make sure you pay attention. I don't want to sound like your professor, but this is important when you're breaking down a shooting system. So, in 2K24, we had the pure green window. We were absolutely spoiled, right? Good shooters could go 29 for 29, 30 for 30 from 3. If you were a good shooter, you could legitimately do that. Now, no other 2K prior to 2K24, maybe 2K23 had one, we're still not sure, but no other 2K before that had pure green windows. And we didn't care, right? Take a look at 2K20. Everyone loved 2K20 and loved its 2K and loved the shooting system in that game. Why did we like that game? And here's where the problem is with 2K25 versus every other 2K and 2K history. Right, so we've talked about this very logically. We've talked about the pure green window and the green window itself. Now, the green window itself isn't that small, but there is no pure green window, right? And every other shooting system, take 2K19, take 2K20, right? Both of those had relatively small green windows, and they didn't have pure green windows. But what was the difference in that and those two games? And why did we like those shooting systems? You could make whites. Now that we've got super tiny green windows, we've got RNG in the game, so even if you time that super small green window, you can still miss. And then if you time it wrong, it's never going to go in, right? Whites aren't going to go in. And I get 2K is trying to cater to the people who want a skill-based game, but you got to choose one, right? Either whites go in and there's RNG, or you got to make it so there's a pure green window. Right, but to have a super small green window, and even if you hit that super small green window, you're still gonna miss sometimes, that is an issue. Sorry if I sound a little bit nerdy right now, but if I'm being truthful to you guys, that's just who I am, right? I'm a geek, I'm a nerd. I love to shoot the ball, and I love to break down the shooting system every single year. It's like, okay, how can I maximize my chances of making a catch and shoot corner three, right? You know, what do I have to do to shoot 90% from 3? So, if you're new to the channel, I'd appreciate if you hit that sub button. In my opinion, and I think a lot of people in the comments would back me up, I don't think anyone breaks down the shooting system quite like I do. That might be a little bit of self-glaze. That's just, you know, the way I see it, at least on YouTube. But anyways, you guys are going to see it firsthand tomorrow. When I play a 2K League MVP and scored 50 points on him, like literally the best player in the 2K League at one point. But enough of the self-glaze. We're going to get back into the video and talk about one more problem with the shooting system. And I like the way that 2K went with this, but there is a glaring issue with this certain thing in the shooting system. Now, I touched on this a little bit in yesterday's video. If you guys didn't check out that video, You don't have to, because I'm going to touch on it in this video, but it is about rhythm shooting, and specifically rhythm shooting on smaller guards. Now, if you guys don't know, I usually play point guard, but this past year I moved to shooting guard in this last 3 weeks because I could not shoot on my point guard. Like, I just couldn't. And my point guard had 5 legend shooting badges and a 99.3, and I just, shot 50% every game, which doesn't sound bad, but it's not what I want to shoot. So I turn around, I make a 6'6 build, 3 legend shooting badges, and now I'm shooting, if I'm wide open in the corner, it's going in 9.5 times out of 10. The problem with this is that I can rhythm shoot on my 6'6 build, but on a 6'4", 6'2" guard, a 5'9" build, it is impossible to rhythm shoot effectively on builds like that. And I think that 2K was going the right way with the rhythm shooting. I like the idea that's an extra skill gap to the game. But taking into account, okay, I'm left-righting, I'm quick-stopping, which is an analog move, right? I'm flicking my right stick to quick-stop, and then I have to flick my stick 2 more times to shoot. It is impossible to effectively rhythm shoot on a smaller guard, which takes away the entire point of having a 99.3 ball. So I do not hate the idea of rhythm shooting. Now, don't get me wrong. Next year, if they took it out of the game, I would be over the moon. But I don't really hate the idea. The problem is that all of the point guards that I know, comp point guards are not so comp point guards. Even my friends in the YouTube community, my competitive friends, the guys who used to be in the 2K League, all of my 6'4" and under, the guys with Patty Mills, they shoot with the button, right? Which completely takes away, why add rhythm shooting to the game if an entire position cannot utilize it, despite having the highest 3-ball in the game, right? You make a point guard, for the most part, to dribble and to shoot threes, right? And obviously to pass, to play make. But if you can't take full advantage of the shooting system, at the position where it matters the most, I think 2K screwed that up a little bit. I don't think they anticipated for rhythm shooting to be so hard for the point guard position. But that is the one huge gripe I have with the rhythm shooting system right now. So if you made it to this part of the video, I assume you enjoyed the video. Hit that sub button if you want to learn about shooting. The video tomorrow is going to be so hype. Hit that like button. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about the shooting system. And until next video, peace out.